Alright, I'm here on the Go 3 and I'm here in Mapua, and I'm here to inform you that despite all my best plans, yeah, I've got the X3, I've got my spare battery, I've got the mics, because unfortunately I can't use the Flame X5 with the X3 because the way that the mount for the mic, external mic is built is that it's got these little perforations, which means that kind of the only mic that I can find that will fit it is the Rode mic. So I've got the Rode wireless mic with me. I was giving it a top-up charge on my desk last night, and I got up at 4:30 AM, and I clearly had not taken it off my desk this morning, so I just rooted around in my bag looking for everything for the next set. Had the external mic adapter, had the wire, had the mics, had the selfie stick, had the mount for the Rode mic, and no X3. So yeah, things go wrong. Alright, so wait. Just have to show you the harbour master coming in for a little skid landing here. Yeah, that's quite cool. So yeah, no X3, so Ace Pro every now and again on the way home. Here we go, heading back to Rabbit Island from Mapua. First we have to board the boat.
We're on the group.
Sure.
Where you going, Jake?
You're in here? Okay, we are ready to roll. Here in Mapua. You can hear the engine chugging away. You can hopefully hear me as well. Yeah, I'm a little bit tired after having done a 5k walk around the airport and then another, what, 30 kilometers, 32 kilometers so far riding on the bike today. Probably got about another 30 kilometers to go today. And I will probably be quite tired at the end of it. I'm planning on getting to the airport about 5 o'clock and then just chilling until my plane at around about 7. But if I spend another sort of like hour kind of moseying on down the coast, then that's not a problem. I will be yeah, just kind of trying to find the beach in Rabbit Island right now. I think I missed the trail that was marked on my map that will get me there, so I will try and do that, I think, first right now. And then I suspect there won't be any shady spots though, that's probably a negative. Anyway, check out this view. And I think the Ace Pro is going to make this look super great. I really do. This is a pretty nice day, I have to say. It's an unusual day, but it's a pretty nice day. I'd like to have more of these days. You never know. Maybe every Wednesday might be good. It's pretty special. bikes in front of me to get out first, and then I'll head off run out myself. That's two. And this is me. Thanks so much. All right. Oh, look at that fresh beach. Let's get this bike off the beach. It's pretty soft sand, actually. What with the tide coming up. And this is not a light bike with the massive battery on it and everything. In fact, I haven't shown you a picture of the bike. I'll do that in a little while when I pull up at the end. Oh. Here we go. And that in front of me is called a wecker. If you can see it, a bird just there, going under the bench. It's called a wecker. All right, let's get this battery going on the bike. The good news is I've still got 2/3 of battery left, which is great. Get the power assist going. And we just about made it up the hill. Boy, that wasn't easy. All right, let's see how we're doing here. Still see the mic working. Stabilization should be working extra hard now. Okay, I've just switched the stabilization from standard to high. Let me just get the power. That's just on 2 again. There we go, we're ready to go. Now hopefully it's not quite as breezy. There's someone trailing something. There's a kid in there yelling. Have you heard that? Probably just racing to try and make that ferry. Oh, I'm a little bit saddle sore as well, if I tell you the truth. Now I'm going to just put the noise suppression on again. The wind picks up as I pick up speed. Okay, standing at the beachfront is this way. Well, it's a pretty nice afternoon. Apparently it's blue sky. I just called home. It's blue sky, no clouds in Wellington. It's pretty nice here, although I did hear some people complaining over lunch about the cold wind. And it was quite cool in the shade. We sat down where the wind was whistling through, southerly wind. But they were dressed fairly lightly. I don't think they'd anticipated quite how cool it was going to be. Just look around this family a little bit carefully. Hey. Hey. Yeah, I don't think they're going to make the ferry. They've got like 3 minutes to get there. You never know, might do. But it seems to leave pretty promptly. And you don't come into sight until the last second. So it's not like the ferryman will see you coming and hold off for a second, because he just won't know until you're there. Hey, the sun is almost like directly overhead now. Probably a little bit over that now. You can see from the shadow starting to lengthen a bit. Actually, it's 2 o'clock. It's later than I thought it was. Because of course I spent an extra hour in Mapua just sitting by the beach and discovering I didn't have my X3 with me, which kind of pissed me off for about 2 minutes. And then, you know what, life's too short. Maybe about, I don't know, maybe as little as 3 weeks ago, that would have really thrown me. I think you know, one of the things I've talked about, maybe a little bit, but not much, is just how poor of a state I've been in over the last, I don't know, 6 months, 9 months. I've really not been in a good way. Yeah. Like small things are throwing me quite big. And I think all of these are classic symptoms of burnout. I think I've just not been in a good way. You know, acting as a disaster psychologist over the last few years, trying to steer New Zealand through the blip, you know, contributing to government policy, doing a lot of media on TV, radio, books, magazines, websites, you name it. I did it nationally and internationally, but it left me feeling like a husk of a man. And all the things that I really should truly be caring about and I do care about kind of fell by the wayside, to the point where I was just really snappy with everyone who I love. And at one point, you know, I just sat down and talked to my wife and I said, look, I think I need help. I think I need to quit. We knew I needed to quit. It was just trying to find the right time. And there's never a right time. There was just the time that I did it, which is probably a few months after I should have done it. And then, you know, tried all the things, went to talk to my GP. And he said, you're doing all the things, all the right things. It's going to take time. Went to talk to a counsellor, doing all the right things. Actually, they started digging around some stuff which probably wasn't that helpful. So yeah, that wasn't great. Yes, not fantastic. But despite that, not because of it, you know, sometimes the fit is not going to work when you go and see someone, and for me that didn't work. But despite that, you know, concentrating on the basics, trying to get enough sleep, trying to spend time doing other things, suddenly I find myself not paying attention to the news of the latest disaster, because I don't feel obligated that I need to pitch in or wade in with my opinion or public mental health support. You know, that's not me anymore. I deregistered as a psychologist back in April last year, 2023, but it's taken me until this long, really, to truly disengage from the role that I've been, not just that role, but the role of kind of like being a psychologist for over 35 years, but as a public mental health psychologist for well over a decade. You know, since 2006, I've been working in disaster psychology. It took me a while to get, like, you know, a public face on that. But once I did, that was pretty much me. I was doing that all the time. Tried to leave, as I said in a previous video. And then the pandemic came along and I was like, well, I can't sit this one out, given that I've got so much experience in this kind of work, preparing for this kind of a moment. So yeah, it's been a long path, a long journey to get to here. I'm still not like absolutely back to where I would like to be, but I am a good 80% of the way there, which is, I feel like a different person again. Which is, you know, I'm not constantly thinking about what are the media going to want to know from me here, trying to be 3 steps ahead of like what's going on now, trying to think about how I'm going to express that publicly in a blog post, trying to think about how to get that syndicated out. No, I can just let all that go. And it's such a relief. And it's so distracting and so much fun to be doing this kind of stuff. So I can share this kind of stuff, my life journey, but also, you know, my passion for travel and tech and how I use it and how I think it should be a great thing that enables people to kind of share their lives and document and get the best out of their days. Because, you know, I have a video on my channel called 30,000 Days, because on average, that's kind of how many days we have on this planet. About 82 years is the average life expectancy, a bit less for males. And depending upon where you live and the inequalities that you're subject to, probably for many people substantially less than that. So, you know, I'm 54 years old. If you look at the recent channel trailer that I put out, Who is the Tech Packer? It's got a picture of me as a 4-year-old and a 54-year-old. And that's been my journey so far. That's like half a century on this planet since kind of that photo was taken with me with a camera box in India. One of my dad's best friends was a photographer, and clearly I'd been hanging out with him or his son or around his studio because yeah, I don't know what was in the box, but it was definitely a Helena camera. Anyway, it's important for me to kind of make space for that so that I can reaccommodate the roles that I've missed over the past few years. I don't like regrets, but I do somewhat regret the time I spent doing that work because of the cost, the personal cost, but also the cost to those who I love and who love me. So yes, it was a interesting thing to serve the public in that way, but would I do it again? I don't know. I have a few questions which nobody can answer. Anyway, so much philosophy today. So much philosophy. Oh look, here's the beach. I can ride up, put my bike here for a little while. Let's go have a look here. Let's park up here for a little while. Oh yeah, I was going to show you the bike. So here it is. Here's the computer. Probably should switch that off. Yeah, and it's pretty good. Do like it. It's got a big bike. It's called Hybrid. That's the actual brand of it. Apparently it's like, you know, made by this guy here in Nelson. Really highly regarded as far as I can tell. Had to pay a little bit of a premium for this bike, but they said it is the most comfortable bike, and it is super light. I thought it was going to be heavier when I was trying to maneuver it. It's a carbon fiber. It's a carbon frame apparently, but it is a very nice bike. I would highly recommend it if you are in Nelson. It's a great bike to use. Okay, here's me. Yep, helmet's off. I've been wearing this top all day. It's been quite good actually. Let's turn the noise suppression off now that I'm just on the beach. And you can see the beach out here. It's very typical flat New Zealand beach. There's a few people out here fishing, I can see. It's not really like a traditional sunbathing beach that you would find in the Northern Hemisphere or in some places in America. It's not like that at all. Here you go. There's quite a controversy at the moment around people driving on beaches in New Zealand. It's a thing here. It's a weird thing. When I first came here, I couldn't understand it. I still don't understand it. Still don't think people should do it. But people do seem to think that they have the right to drive on the beach here, which is a bit weird because there's kids playing, right? So it's like, would you have a car driving in a kid's playground? You know, if that's, it's just weird. It's like those things should be separate. It's a very strange thing. But anyway, there's a tragic accident in Auckland. Not the first one, but a car flipped over and someone was killed on a beach, rolled over. And like I say, it's not the first one. This has happened in previous years, but it's reopened the debate on whether cars should be driving on beaches here in New Zealand. And I vote a firm no to that. They should not. Maybe it's because I've got young kids. I've been to places where I see these people in cars. Maybe it is a few people who are not obeying the rules, as you should do, but I just think it's just a weird thing. I don't understand. What do you think? I think it is a weird thing. So anyway, here we are. Look at that sky. It's just kind of amazing behind us here. And this wide open beach with the pine forest behind me. There's a very big seagull just there. There. It's quite big. Looks small there, but it is quite big. So we'll just go and have a look at the surf. It's a beautiful afternoon. There's a few spots of rain when I was just waiting for the ferry to turn up, but that just seems to have blown away. Imagine it's going to be a little bit like that this afternoon. You can hear the surf here behind me, I expect, in front of me. So there's the surf, and you can see, ooh, look at the pretty, pretty reflections. That's quite cool. Might have to take that off. Maybe. I mean, that could be a good thumbnail. What do you think? Too casey? Maybe a little bit too casey. Anyway, I do like the reflections there. It's pretty nice. I'm just going to wander along here for a little while. I'm back soon. Alright, it's probably going to be hard for you to appreciate this, or even, we just put the suppression on, make this out. But that in front of me here is a group of shags, which I have not really seen before on the seashore like this. Seen them kind of hanging out in other places, but never really seen them like this on the edge of the water, just kind of hanging out. Now they're gonna go, I've got this on clarity zoom on the Ace Pro, so it should be 4K and quite close. Should be able to see them, but the closer I get, the more likely it is that they're gonna go away. Now, yeah, here they go. Just slow down a little bit. But these are cool birds. So they're related to the cormorants, but they do have shorter necks. So you may have seen cormorants, Asia and the Northern Hemisphere. These ones with the shorter necks are called shags here. So yeah. This one's got a particularly long tail here on the right. Now you can see this one here on the second from the left is drying its wings. Now, the shag's wings are not waterproofed, so it enables them to get underwater and stay underwater longer and chase their prey. But the downside of that is that when they get out of the water, they have to dry their wings, because if they stay underwater too long, they get too waterlogged, and it becomes difficult for them to fly. So yeah, they've got to strike the balance between hunting for their prey and then making sure that their wings are dry enough so that they can fly. You can hear them. Well, that was just pooped. I can hear their legs, their feet slapping on the sand. They're quite comedic little things. I think this is the closest I've ever got to one in the shore. They're probably feeling a little bit safer now that they're in the water. No. They're like, what are you doing? You don't look like you're very sensible. And off they go. I'm gonna back off now, so they can just retreat back out of the water. That's as far as I'll push it. All right, bye shags. Okay, let's try it with the camera this way around for a little while. Just getting here down. And we're just going kind of parallel to that beach that I was just on now. Got the mic here. It's just here on my shoulder. A little wind muff on, but I've also got noise suppression on as well. Let's try to take that off. We'll see what it's like. I can see the levels are okay, but there's a persistent hum there, which is probably the wind, but also a little bit of the bike on the track as well. Put down the gears a bit. Oh, I haven't put the assistance on. That's why it's feeling a little bit hard. Let's get the cycle computer on. Controller. And stick it on number 2. Oh, that feels significantly easier. Now, the Ace Pro does normally quite a good job of exposing for faces, even if you've got backlight behind me here and like light and shade. See the trees behind me here, but also with the sun and the clouds. Yeah, we won't stay too long like this. I'll put it back out on the trail. It's pretty nice of you to be looking at. Yeah, just for a little bit of a change. In fact, I'm going to change that now. Okay, we're going to go down this trail before, which is a bit knotty. I don't think this is the right way, but let's just go down here for a little while, because it's nice just to have the beach here on the left. Yeah, this is like a single track. It's definitely not the right way. Let's just have a look. See, beach access. Looks like there's like some kind of like bunch of kids there, some kind of like holiday program for kids. There on the left on the beach. Some nice picnic benches here. Beach access. Good tree roots here. Negotiate. Try not to get donked by a pine coming on my head. And we're now kind of like back to a track, which I imagine is going to lead me back to where I want to be. Let's follow this road for a little while. There we go. Also they're playing cricket or something on the beach. Let's see where this ends up. Well, that wind has definitely picked up. I'm back here at the bottom edge of Rabbit Island again. I'm about to head inland back on the rail trail through the kind of like wetlands area. Once I get over across the road here, check the traffic, get across now. Let's have a look down here. There we go. Nice. Woo! It's very windy. It's got very breezy. It's pushing slightly uphill for that kind of last 3 or 4K since I last switched the camera on. Maybe I hear the wind whistling here. So there's a left turn here. I can see a cyclist going through the boardwalk across the wetlands here. Just out here on my left. So soon going to be tracking in there. Doing about 24K per hour here on this stretch. Just a nice, easy pace. Switch up a gear. Up to 25, 26. I think we're taking our left here along this racetrack. Let's chain down a couple of gears. Get ready to turn left. And here we are. Right, next bench I find. Might be time to change out the battery. It's actually quite still here. Oh, got a sore bum. Very sore butt. Even though this is a very comfortable bike, I haven't spent this long on a bicycle for probably years. In fact, the last time I think I did it, I went on a wine tour with my wife in Napier. It was a very, very long time ago. So yeah, this is a big vineyard here. Just all the way over here that you can see. You won't be able to see because you're on top of a stop bank, but you'll see in a minute as I come down here. And this, I'm not sure what this used to be. Looks like it was like a big water tank or something here on my left. You saw that earlier. Anyway, it's good to just take a little bit of a breather. I was starting to get cramp in my right foot. I think I've lost quite a lot of electrolytes today. But you know, it's quite warm, and you know, it's not been super warm, but you know, you're losing that kind of fluid all day long. So I've just had a salted caramel peanut butter bar, which will hopefully replace some of the sodium, and an electrolyte drink as well when I was back at the beach. And I'm just going to have a little bit of a couple of biscuits as well, and that should keep me going until I get back to the airport. What an astoundingly beautiful day, and it hasn't, as I say, been like super duper hot. And I am looking forward to getting home though. I've just asked my wife to put a beer in the fridge for me, a 0 alcohol beer that is. All right, almost ready to go again. All right, well, here's the challenge. I now have about 1/6 of my battery life left. I just took a bit of a wrong turn, which is probably about a 2 kilometer detour. I'm on about 51 kilometers now on the trip meter for the day. I've probably got another, I don't know, 12 to 15 kilometers left to go today. So I reckon that this battery's going to run out before I make it. I reckon the last 5 to 6 kilometers, if not more, maybe 10, are going to be just in the legs. Carrying a heavy battery that's not doing anything. At least it's a carbon fiber frame, eh? And I've got plenty of time. So those are the plus points. And it's not raining. And it's not too hot. In fact, it's probably the perfect weather for riding. Oh, so yeah, it's not been perfect today. But you know what? It's been good enough. Who needs perfect? When problems need solving. And they're not very big problems. In the grand scheme of things. Okay, another little wetland stretch coming up. Another boardwalk with some people parked on it. Get past them carefully. Just keep on making good time. Pedaling away. I would highly recommend this. If you are already in New Zealand, you're New Zealander watching this, you haven't done it before, if you're overseas thinking about coming to New Zealand, I know one person in particular who is seems to be a little bit obsessed with the Nelson region, wants to come to the national parks here. I have been to the Abel Tasman National Park, been there once, loved it, we'll probably go again sometime, but just didn't have the time today. It's just, you can't really do, well you could do Nelson as a, and to the national park as a day trip, but you wouldn't get much walking done. You'd be on a long bus ride or a car, and you'd be on a boat. You do a little bit of walking during the day, and then you'd be back again if you were doing it as a day trip like I have done today. So yeah, it's just, I did think about it, but bit much of a stretch. I prefer to be active and getting out amongst it and doing stuff myself rather than passively being transported. I can do that, but I just didn't want to do it on this trip. So yeah, no, I would thoroughly recommend this. It's a fun little ride. Great bike, which I hired from Nelson Cycle Hire, who were really good this morning. Fantastic. Reasonable rates, I think. Not cheap, but not expensive. And decent gear, decent help as well. All right, get around this corner. Oh, my butt is so sore. God, this is a comfortable bike. God knows what the other one's like. My posture's probably not fantastic either. But yeah. The other bike must have been quite uncomfortable. I mean, it does seem more upright than the other one. I did see it. And this one does definitely seem more upright. But it's probably because I've been cycling quite a while now. I'm also doing the couch to 5K, getting back to running again. I'm in the middle of that. So I've programmed in a rest day yesterday, and today is not a rest day. Tomorrow is supposed to be a rest day. I'm supposed to be running on Friday. I will have to gauge that. I might have to delay that until the weekend. We'll see how I go. I've also got some fair amount of editing to do too, so I might park that until Sunday, give my legs some time to recover as well, because I imagine that they'll be quite crampy tonight and tomorrow with all the work I've been doing. I think we're going left here. I think this is the way I came. Following the post. Yep. There's a little yellow sign here. I think I'm just coming across that up to that factory again. And then I think it'll be the reserve. And then that might be the actual last stop before I head back to the airport. I was hoping to get back to the airport at around about 5 o'clock. I'm looking pretty much on course for that. Like I say, my flight's not until 7:30. But I was just going to chill at the airport and just rehydrate and relax for a little while. And, you know, got plenty of time if I'm a little bit late. Okay. Catch you in a while. All right, we are 60.2 kilometers into our ride. We've got one battery notch left. I don't think I'm going to make it back to the cycle hire place with any kind of assistance. I've been on power assistance 1 only for the last 10 kilometers. So yeah, I don't think it's quite going to have the range that would have satisfied me. There's someone going past it. No worries. Yeah, you can see right next to the highway here. You can see a couple of people with fully charged e-bikes just going by me with very slow assist. So my legs are going hellfire, trying to get as much out of this battery as possible, using my legs as much as possible as well. Let's go on a standard racing bike. Okay. I don't know, we'll see if I make it. That is a strong breeze now pushing against me. Fair bit of traffic fumes. Been hunched over all day. My hands are starting to feel a little bit numb because of the posture that I've been in. And most of the latter part of the afternoon now. It's about 4:10. I'm going to be back at the airport. Drop-off shop a little bit earlier than I thought it was going to. It's partly because it's not particularly relaxing knowing that your battery's going to run out, so you don't really want to stop. Yeah, this bit now starts to curve away from the highway a little bit. Might get a little bit less blowy. Let's see how long I can eke this battery out for. Oh, change down a gear. Oh, I've got such a sore butt. This person over here looks like they've already run out of battery. Taking the bench I was going to take. Oh, a little bit quieter, a little bit shadier. Yeah. Oh, I can change up a gear here. A little bit easier pedaling. All right, I'll let you know when I run out. Well, that was a fair bit of range anxiety. 63.3 kilometers. I'm back at the airport on the perimeter route, and the battery is blinking at me. It's empty.
It's on its last legs. Like I say, it's been on Paris, this one, for over 10 kilometers now. So yeah, probably not as good as I had hoped it would be. It's not very relaxing knowing that your battery's going to run out any second, and didn't really want to be pushing into this breeze at the end of the day. So I decided to kind of like get a move on and get back here as soon as possible. All my devices are running out of battery. The ones that made it here with me, X3. My Apple Watch is about to run out. Been tracking a few of the bike rides today, not all of them. But yeah, that's about to die. This bike is about to die. My iPhone's okay. I had the MagSafe battery with me, so that's all right. Haven't really been using it that much today. And this Ace Pro has been okay, as well as the mics. The mics come with a case that charges them up, keeps them charged. So this is very, very breezy here today now. So I will probably just go and park the bike and then go chill for a bit before the flight. So you can enjoy some of those colours on the way home up in the air on the Ace Pro. Let's go park up eventually. It's just up here on the right. Still blinking at me, the battery. Still got a little bit of life left in it. Literally just there now. Just at this building here by the Origin Air. I think we can get through here. Not entirely sure, but give it a go. Yeah, here we go. Just here now. Alright, that's me done. I'll catch you at the airport in just a sec.
So I took the bike back, and they were a little bit surprised around the battery life I got out of it. 64.3 kilometers, I think. And they were like, yeah, it's a bit less than we thought that I would get out of it. So they're going to have a look at that. Yeah, a bit of range anxiety getting back. But now I've also run out of SD card space on my Ace Pro. So it's going to be the Go 3 for the flight home tonight, which means no audio, because it's going to be super loud. So yeah, you won't be able to hear me, but I'll show you a few scenes taking off and landing. That's coming up next. Hey, if you've liked what I've been doing over the past few days, here's the playlist. You can watch the whole thing from start to finish. It's been a cool little experiment. Let me know what you think, because I'm probably going to do another one anyway, just like it. See you soon.